everybody.
Hey, everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Happy solstice, happy summer solstice, everyone. I dressed for the occasion. Besides,
I'm dressing for fall.
it's hot as heck out there.
It is. It's very hot.
It's nice and cool.
We decided to go with a simpler setup. We didn't want to have all the battery of lights and cameras generating more heat.
And do it upstairs where it's very hot. All right. Well, I hope everybody is having.
Don't say nothing about the coffee.
So, we're going to do the monthly modality message. And before we go any further, let's just say happy birthday to our Cancerian friends.
That's
Woohoo!
Right. Happy birthday.
Your birthday season. And this reading is good for the entire Cancer season.
That's good for everybody. It basically is telling all of the modalities how to operate or what are the best things they should notice or outcomes they should look for, hope for in this month ahead.
That's right. So we get started and we start with the cardinal signs, which are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. This reading's for you.
All right. And of course, I briefly run through the positives. They are initiators. They get things started. They're active, quick, ambitious, vim and vigor, a zest for life, clever, and basically want to win.
That's right.
There are some negatives.
There are no negatives. There are no negatives.
Okay, we'll pass on that then.
They're too domineering. They're self-centered. They forget about others as they focus on their stuff. And often guilty. We don't finish what we start. Except arguments. I got to have the last word there.
All right, so this is a 4-card reading for each of the modalities. Besides the cardinals, there are also fixed and mutable. And someone has returned.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, hi. You can get out of my way now.
We're also using a different deck for the reading. It's astrological based, like our Celestial Tarot.
May I introduce it if I can? Sonny, sure. Get over here. Thank you. Thank you. It's the Zodiac Tarot. And it's a deck and guidebook. It's written by Cecilia Latari and illustrated by Anna Chavez. It looks like Anna, not Anya, but it could be Anya. Chavez. All right.
All right, so here we go. Card 1. What is the primary focus for the cardinal modality in the month ahead?
Well, it's the Six of Pentacles reversed. So I guess the primary focus is trying to get our financial books to balance, eh? Cardinal signs? It may be that too much money is going out, not enough is coming in. Maybe too much is coming in and you're not really managing it appropriately. And also, are you sharing with others? Are you giving to others and receiving in kind? There could be some imbalances besides the financial. Let me just say that. It could indicate that something's out of balance in your life. You're putting out too much and not getting something in return. That could be even in relationships or vice versa.
Although there are times where maybe the stars are maybe giving a little bit of a emphasis on material matters, as it were, this is probably more pertinent to the cardinal signs themselves. This is definitely talking about maybe some shoddiness with your money managing, or maybe just sort of a feeling of like not wanting to give, not caring if you receive. Maybe you're just sort of in an emotional kind of circuit right now, all of you guys, and it's just sort of keeping you in that sort of not awareness thing. I'm not sure, really. It could be a couple things.
Could be a couple things. So let's see how the rest of the cards fit in with this. The second card is the role your interactions with others could play in the month ahead. Oh, and it's the King of Wands reversed. You want to go first with that one or me?
Sure. King of Wands reversed. Um, well, this month maybe is influenced by a number of matters. You're just not feeling like you have any confidence or bravery to work in the kind of crew you normally do. You're just not feeling your power with people. Maybe you're feeling that some of the things you've said are being ignored or even laughed at behind your back. You just sort of have an anti-charisma, maybe. It's you're a little off-putting and you're not really getting much from those interactions.
Maybe in a sense, this is what the imbalance is about. I'm not ready to totally wed myself to this yet. Oh, we should put our backdrop up. I just noticed that.
It's okay.
Talk about down and dirty doing this. But at any rate, what I would say, cardinal signs, is it's possible here the imbalances in how others are treating you. You may feel as if you're being slighted in some way, you're being ignored for your talents and abilities, and you want to contribute more, but you're being stymied. I'm not going to rule that out. But I could also say if it is personal, if it's interpersonal, it may just be that you're being taken advantage of a little bit by others because you're not standing up for yourself. You're letting people kind of push you over. Yeah.
Something to consider. Card three, then, is the opportunities or challenge you can face in the month ahead and how best to tackle or achieve them. And no reverse card,
Nice.
except for the figure, the Hanged Man.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting card in this position, isn't it, Mr. O? Because
Sure.
I kind of think that what it's saying is that, it's an opportunity and it is a challenge. It's an opportunity on one hand to step back and think about, how you approach this situation, how you take back your power or how you get, fair, equal treatment here. But the challenge might also be the fact that you are kind of stuck. You're kind of in a stasis mode right now because of this unfair treatment. You're not able to contribute like you would like. You're not able to do and perform some things. You're kind of hanging there.
Well, I think that these things, especially this one here,
Mhm.
maybe is contributing to what in my last, full-time workplace was called, if you want to get a little, you have to give a little. And the
If you
hangman
want to give
came
a little, you have to give a little.
if you want to give a little, you have to
Give.
if you want to get a little, you have to give a little.
That's it.
And in the context of that card, it's actually really right there. The hangman talks about a sacrifice, usually for something that you expect to better yourself with it, even if it's only a spiritual wisdom or whatever that is. And so I feel that that is strongly linked to the idea of how you are perceiving you getting along with others and maybe being able to interact with them. You will feel that, you're going to have to take a carrot approach more than the stick approach.
Interesting. I'm not sure I'm totally feeling that, but I see why he says that. So, you're going to have to gauge this cardinal signs and determine what is the right approach for you. And whatever the case may be, I do think you have to step back a little bit and probably think about how you're going to
I agree
handle
with that
this.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, how can
Card
you use your
four.
modalities, superpowers to best advantage this month? Oh no, maybe
Spin
it's
it,
your anti
Banshee.
powers. Well, it's the Queen of Swords reversed.
Oh,
Well, maybe I'm right, and the carrot approach is not the way to go.
this almost looks like it. That was the carrot. This might be the stick.
Because she can be kind of a tough cookie. And so the point is, maybe you have to make some serious considerations here. And it may hurt others in the process. But if you're and I don't want anybody to think I'm giving license here for you to just go out and smite someone. No. What I am saying here though is sometimes a little bit of tough love is in order. And that you have to lay down that sword and set your boundaries and tell people they're out of line or you want your place here too at the table and you want to contribute and you're not going to be accepting no for an answer here. Sometimes you have to be tough.
Well, it is a superpower, and superpowers are usually kept secret. And so maybe this is saying this is an internal feeling. The idea, the Queen of Swords reversed is the idea that you have to make the hard choices, even when no one understands, or perhaps no one is allowed to know what those hard choices really are. And sometimes, that almost sounds like, in a way, a politician, somebody who is masterfully dealing with things as they need to be, and maybe keeping things in a knowledge base of when you need to know it, you will know it. Just like I said, to get a little, give a little. This is sort of like a need to know, that maybe these harsh things are happening.
Well, when I look at some of the positives and negative attributes of the cardinal signs, yeah, I see here that they want to win, they want to get things started. And so I kind of think here maybe this Queen of Swords reversed is saying here, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to
Ooh,
insert
like
myself
that.
in whether you want me here or not. So I kind of think it is a little bit more of an aggressive action here to
Yeah.
take back your power, okay, in this situation and not let people walk all over you.
If the Queen of Swords was in a little bit of a mashup with the King of Wands, I'd bet on her.
And the other thing is that maybe you're going to have to walk away from people who are not appreciating what you have to give. There's that. So let's take a look back
All
here and
right.
recap because we're running on this one. This is kind of complicated reading
Six
though.
of Pentacles reversed.
Imbalance and not getting what you feel is fair and just, and what you expect for what you're putting out there, and or it could also be that others are not accepting what you want to do and offer and give, and so that leads, do you want to go there?
Well, I think it's just mostly about, a lot of this is about your expectations, whether it is, with romances or interpersonal relationships or jobs or networks or any other issues in your life. You're feeling like there's something not quite gives there. And of course it will play later into the other things too about, how you re-achieve the balance, or what it is you have to actually put out there to maybe get something back.
Okay,
Part two.
and card two is about just this idea that you feel disempowered. You feel like you're blending into the shadows and nobody's recognizing, what you want to do or appreciating you for what you have to give. Again, I think they don't, they aren't appreciating your leadership skills. They're kind of just walking all over you and not treating you as an equal partner.
It's almost like maybe there's an invisibility, another superpower about you, but it's not one you wanted to employ. It just sort of seems like people maybe feel like either you're on a thin edge, breaking eggshells kind of thing, and so people are maybe uh, possibly going around you, and you don't want that. You're going to have to figure out how to reassert yourself.
So give this some careful consideration here as to what you really want to. The challenge is, what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to hang back and let them do this? Or are you going to, Mr. O speaks of sacrifices. I'll let him talk about that. Are you going to just, or are you going to really think about what your next moves and actions need to be to right the balance once more?
Well, that position is the opportunity or challenge. So it doesn't mean necessarily that it will happen exactly that way. I think it's just saying, keep in mind that, sometimes, you should be open to transactional stuff, even though the hangman sort of speaks of transactions at a more spiritual value. We could say that this is also applying to maybe other types of transactional things that could happen for you.
Well, and be objective here. There's a part of you that doesn't think about others. They focus on their own stuff. Make sure here that you're not trying to one up the others. You're not trying to power over the others. You just want your power back. You want to be treated equally. And ultimately, that's, I think, what this final card is about. Taking your power back one way or another, doing it anyway, even if you're feeling like they're not appreciating it, just do it anyway because it's what you want to do, it's the right thing to do.
If heads must roll, so be it.
Okay, cardinal signs.
See, I could be a cardinal.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh,
But
wait, that's
now,
scorpionic, isn't it?
but now we are on Mr. O's signs, the
The
fixed
fixed.
signs, which include
Me.
Taurus, Leo, and him, Scorpio, and Aquarius, of course. You cannot forget
Yes, we are
Aquarius.
kind of fixed at times. Go ahead.
Yes, they are, but they're supposed to be good. They're steadfast, they're stable, they're determined, they're resolute, they're self-reliant. They forge ahead and calmly work through their objectives, even technological ones. They remember those who've helped them. They persist. They have concentration. They're powerful yet purposeful. No wasted motions. You should see him shopping. He's no dawdler. He just goes for what he wants and he's out the door. Me,
Well, certainly
I
there can't
just
be too many
put
negatives.
that over there. Maybe we need that someday. Let's take a look. But the negatives are they can be stubborn. They're kind of my way or the highway with their thinking. There's a tendency for them to get stuck in their ways and say it,
I don't remember.
they believe
They
they,
are always right.
I knew it would come back to him.
I may not always be right, but I am never wrong.
All right. Right, Sonny?
Alrighty, so
Did I get to
fix.
shuffle those?
Oh, I guess you didn't.
I know I was
I
chattering
keep
away.
trying to remember. I know that either that was said by Flip Wilson in his Geraldine persona,
My goodness.
or possibly it was said by one of the other characters on the old Sanford and Son show. I think the old Sanford had a female older woman nemesis who would sort of say, catty things to him, and then he would say catty things back to her. And that might have been something she said. I may
Okay.
not always be right. All right. First card. What is our general primary focus for the fixed signs?
Hmm. Hmm.
It's the Seven of Cups.
Well, that's reasonable.
That's very reasonable.
I guess your primary focus for this month is making a decision or choice on a goal or a vision, some idea that you have. Maybe you've had many ideas and now you're choosing one to run with. You're taking the reins, and running on some goal or project that you want to initiate.
There was no telling how long it may have been going on, but you've kind of winnowed through all of the choices or all of the foibles, all of the pluses and minuses. And now it seems like this is where you're going to figure out that focus.
I will say this, that maybe some of you guys are traveling this summer
There you
and
go.
you're picking a destination. You finally narrowed it down and
Cups, cups talks about pleasurable, enjoyable activities, and it's that time of year. Okay, so
indeed.
card two, the role that your interactions with others will play. And it is that, what is that?
That's the 6 of Wands.
It's the upright Six of Wands.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, you guys got a good reading going here so far. I don't want to jinx you.
Fixed signs, you may feel like everyone seems to notice you and appreciate what you're doing. You could still be part of a team, but maybe there's a sort of a little bit of a deference to what it is you do for the team, maybe because of what the nature of that quality is.
There is a lot of support for what you have in mind here. And so I think here, if it's a family outing, a family trip, everybody is all in. If this is, get together with friends, they're going to support you. If you're working on a project or goal, you have a lot of support. Let's say even that maybe you've chosen to do something that is more, how should I say this, beneficial to society in some way, some voluntary activity. You're getting a team ready and willing to work on that as well. It looks like this could lead to a victory of some sort for you.
It really just looks like you're the one to watch. Everybody seems to be rallying around you and what you feel is the flow. Okay, so card 3.
Opportunities and challenges that you may face. Ooh, oh, yeah, well,
You have to fight the evil forces.
it's the
Uh,
10 of swords. Holy cow.
the Ten of Swords is really will talk about, the kind of things that could be kind of putting a wrench in the works, so to speak.
Well, maybe not everybody is all in. There's a challenge here. You know what it could be? It could be that even though you've made your choice, even though you've got a lot of people supporting you, there could be some other outside factors that you have to contend with that could sink your ship. I mean, that could sink your plans. Maybe flight delays, maybe cancellations, maybe just an inability to get funding or really important backing for the goal you want to do, or the time off you need to take it. Something kind of feels like a real stab in the back, on the
There's a sense
situation.
maybe that however it can happen, anyone or any sense of an agency with oversight could screw things up. So you have to please them too or figure out how to avoid that.
Now, the other thing I would say as an opportunity here is the silver lining, of course, in the Ten of Swords is that, you will rise eventually. You will find a way either around this or change plans completely. You will find a way to get up back on your feet again and get moving either on this project or something else.
And when you combine it with the energy of this card, it sort of seems like for sure, like it's not going to stop you. It may be a really major speed bump, but it's not going to stop you.
So, how can they use their modality superpower in the month ahead? Oh, well, okay. And you know what? This is perfect in a way.
It's the Fool
This
reverse.
is perfect for you fixed signs who are supposed to be so steady and stable, So, in other words, just keep forging ahead. Don't take any unnecessary risks with what you may say or do that could upset this situation even more. Just forge ahead. Keep on keeping on. Be persistent, but don't get reckless, okay?
I almost feel like there's a sense here of it's sort of like a plus minus kind of thing
That
here.
is.
Like there's a sense of a free fall here, and that maybe the idea of your superpowers that free falls don't really affect you because you always figure out how to make the best of even unexpected circumstances. I'm just going to say it that way, even though there's nothing necessarily implicit in that. But I look at the fixed signs and I see those abilities in a way. So I feel that what Banshee says is very true too. You have to watch out for what is unexpected. You have to kind of be willing to roll with some things. And of course, some of that's embodied in the previous card as well.
Wow. An interesting reading for you, fixed signs. Let's recap it, shall
All
we?
right.
Now, you could look, you could base this on whatever you feel your present circumstances are. This could even involve love relationships here. I can't rule it
Sure.
out, but it is something that you want to initiate or get started on. You've made a choice, you've made a move, you're going to make a move, you're going to make a decision. Hey, maybe you've been dating a lot of people and you finally picked the one.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not going to say, but there is a choice and a decision that is going to be your primary focus this month to get moving on. Like I said, whether it's a vacation, a work project, relationship.
You've waited long enough and now you know what you want to do.
And you've got support for this, either the person that you have been dating is all in on deepening this relationship further. If you're planning a family trip or vacation, you have support for what your plans are. Or with friends, everybody seems to be all in. And even if it's some kind of work project or proposal, it looks like you have backing.
Yeah, no matter where it is, coworkers or friendly relationships, even if your tribe is small, it just sort of seems like you have that level of support and acknowledgement of, being capable.
And so then the opportunity or challenge, the challenge is to overcome some serious setbacks. There's going to be some setbacks. It's going to hit you unexpectedly, with those swords in the back. That's kind of how I feel about that. And you're going to be kind of taken aback by this. But the good news is, the opportunity is that you have a chance to rise up and make this right again or move on.
Previously, Banshee also mentioned too that this, as a challenge, is maybe representing the discord of ththose who maybe don't feel
Would
so
be.
enamored of where you're going here. So this could be somebody who's not necessarily a deadly enemy, but somebody who is clearly contrary and has some ability to throw some, speed bumps into your path. Watch for that.
So finally, you know how best to use your modality superpowers? By remaining steady, steadfast, persistent, without behaving recklessly, without saying, without acting out, without doing the wrong thing, making the wrong moves. Think things out before you do them. This is not a time to just spontaneously react or overreact to the situation.
The full can be probable possibilities that can be good or bad. So you want to focus on exploiting what seems good when it's going to happen. All right. So that was the
That's
fix.
the fixed. And now we're on to our last group, the mutable signs.
Is the feeling mutable?
Indeed.
So mutables are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And they are mostly that kind of go with the flow kind of personality,
Oh, dear.
very flexible and adaptable, versatile, resourceful. They know how to kind of like just change quickly. They roll with the punches, you could say. They can change and assume various personas. They may have like a chameleon-like ability. They're well liked by others. They enjoy learning, playing fair, diplomacy, sympathetic. They can see below the surface. So yeah, a little dash of intuitiveness there. But they do have some negatives. The negatives are that I'll let Banshee pick that part
Well,
up.
the negatives are they try too hard to please everybody. Can't please everybody all the time. They can be seen as wishy-washy because, they'll go back and forth trying to make everybody happy. They're inconsistent. They can be downright duplicitous, and they can stretch themselves way too thin. Don't do that. Don't do that, mutables.
No, 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 no.
All right, let's see what's going on in your world.
Part one. What is the primary focus for mutables?
Okay, it's the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Well, mutables, it's taught how to make well, I guess you're looking at ways to make yourself feel more fulfilled or happy right now, comfortable. Comfortable. Whether you feel something's wrong in your home environment, you need to do some home remodeling, or you need to do some you need to bring more income in because you just don't feel like you have enough. uh it's possible you are very comfortable right now, but there's something more that you desire.
Well, right. A worst case scenario could be that maybe people who are having various transitions in their life might need to change access things. Maybe you need help with mobility. So maybe things have to change to create better access. But it could be some other things too. It could be more the lighter case things. Something basically is lacking or not quite functioning to bring you a level of comfort or security that you need. Card two.
Well, card two, so it's your interactions with others, how they may impact you. Oh my gosh, it's another five
It's the Five of
pentacle,
Pentacles.
I meant to say, but it's the Five of Pentacles upright. Huh. Hmm.
Well,
I,
your interactions with others may make you feel like you are alone somehow, like you've been isolated, or you have a sense that you don't exactly vibrate to the same level as some of those others in your life. This is the kind of thing that maybe it pertains more to work things, but not necessarily. It could be in your own personal life, but the Pentacles could be tipping it towards that. There's another thing here too that a lot of times Pentacles talk about how we feel about security and protectiveness in our lives. This could be saying that you have doubts about that, maybe that you don't feel secure in other ways in your life.
Well, it's interesting to me, these two cards together. And, I feel that first card might be about the home itself. Maybe there's some unhealthy living conditions that you need to address. For example, do you have mold in your home? Do you have, do you have a problem with, something that could be making you unhealthy? The other thing about this card is, and I'm seeing the home front is, how safe and secure do you feel in your home right now? Is there some vulnerability you're feeling here? Are you feeling alone and insecure about that right now? I'm beginning to wonder.
Well,
And I just want to get one more thing in. I'm sorry. It could also be that right now, maybe some of you are struggling to pay your rents, struggling to pay your mortgages because of, that seems to be a sector of the economy that is really hitting people hard.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot because this is in the context of how we're interacting with others. And so this could be talking about people who don't have a good voice when trying to
I see. Yeah.
speak with authorities or people who might be able to help them with these kind of situations we're talking about. That sense of not really feeling the power that they need to convey to a landlord or a banker or a teacher that they need a little bit of assistance.
So this is a good point. It's true. It's in the house of, or in the part of the spread that's the interactions with others, and I touched on that. But I think that what I could say here is, you feel like you're on your own here, in dealing
Ah,
with this
yes.
situation, and whatever it is, and you feel like you're on your own, and there's no support for you here. So, what are the opportunities or challenges in this situation? Well, that's nice. It's the Queen of Cups upright, which indicates to me that maybe there's somebody out there who can help you. Or if you really try hard to keep yourself in an emotionally grounded place, you'll get much further in resolving this problem. Don't wallow in a sense of lack. Figure out a way to get to where you really want to be.
There's a level of serenity and calmness with her, balanced emotions. And I think what that's saying is that there will be an opportunity for you to find that role in any of these negotiations or whatever else is going on that maybe is of consternation to help you, either balance yourself against other people's emotions. Sometimes when we're dealing with people, somebody starts to get a little bit uncalm. Well, the worst thing you can do is say, calm down, but maybe there are other ways you can bring calm or serenity into that process.
Points, Mr. O. So, how can you, mutable signs, use your modality superpowers in the month ahead to try to improve? It's a Ten of Cups reversed.
I'm Batman. Batman's superpowers, he makes everybody hate him. No, it's not. But
Well,
it's the Ten of Cups reverse.
this is kind of disappointing here at the end. But let's take a look at this. Sunny is on my sheet because I wanted to look at some of those powers of these signs. Hey. Did we ever mention this was through Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces? Did we? I don't even know.
Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
brought it up.
Well, what happens when you try too hard to please people, right? You end up getting end up getting people who either take advantage of that, or there are others who feel that they're left out of the equation. You can't please everybody. And also, this is a situation where I feel here that you might be feeling like you've been pulled to the breaking point trying to resolve this. So, how do you use your superpowers to advantage here? You have to find the flow. You have to find a way to be flexible and adaptable in this crisis, in this situation. There may be modifications and changes that you may have been unwilling to make, but now you realize in order to get things where they need to be to achieve completion, you're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to be that chameleon, right? That's the superpower I think you're going to need here.
And I was going to say it's more like an Alice Cooper song, No More Mr. Nice Guy. But that could be the idea
Oh,
behind the superpowers, that you realize that you can't necessarily play nice, or that other people aren't necessarily going to play nice. And so you just have to sort of struggle on, bringing the calm where you can, but realizing you may be more alone in the situation
you
as you
know,
seek what you seek.
seeing this card along with this card really does indicate that you're kind of on your own with this one and you feel it.
Bingo.
I do believe maybe there's some supportive agencies or somebody who deals with, social services, for example, that can help some of you out if you're having a crisis in paying your rent or your mortgage. There may be somebody out there who could help you. Um, and this is a card, the queen is very beneficent. So she stands out here amidst all this kind of isolationism. And so I feel like if you can't rely on your family or friends, if you feel like, something has really got to change here, you have to get back on track. You have to figure out how to make ends meet or to get the necessary work done that you wanted to do, say on the house, for example. You're going to have to go it alone pretty much. And you're going to have to be a little bit flexible with how you do this, either with your finances or with the project itself. Maybe you want to have so many things done, but it's not really realistic at this time. Be flexible, go with the flow, go with what you can do now, and save what you can put off till later.
That was almost like a summation,
I
but
guess it was.
we could just cap it over real quick again.
All right, why don't you go? Because I
Okay,
did all
so
that.
our first card was about what the primary focus is, and we think it's basically realizing that we need more comfort, more security. We need things to maybe, fit more effortlessly. Maybe some of that is straight a little bit. The way we interact with others over the so is realizing that maybe not everybody has exactly our interest in mind. It's not that they're against us, but maybe we're just sort of lost there a little bit. And so we are saying that maybe you can't necessarily rely on your interactions with others. Some of that is maybe isolating you. But your challenge or opportunity really is a key spot here, because you have the ability perhaps to radiate some calm. It may be a side aspect of what some of your powers are, your ability to get along with others and make good compromises. And so this is going to really see you finding those opportunities that maybe will help. But ultimately, in the end, you may have to go it alone. You may have to realize that, what you do isn't going to be pleasing to everyone. You just need to please yourself, maybe.
And remember, that's how you use your superpowers to help you out here. I think that you need to just be flexible. You have to, this idea of pleasing everybody is not what you need to do here. Maybe a little bit of diplomacy to figure out why people aren't buying in or helping you. But the bottom line is you have to be flexible and go with the flow and adapt as necessary. Yeah, that's what we have for you, mutables. Good luck with that. And that's it for the modality readings for the Cancer season. So we'll be back when the sun goes into the sign of Leo the lion. Roar!
All right, everybody.
So we hope to see you then. Have a great Cancer season. Happy birthday to all our Cancer friends. And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.